What is going on, everybody? Happy Saturday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at another one from my buddy, Mr. New Texican Brewing. He's a home brewer down in Southeast Texas, and he's actually working on getting like a brewery opened up, and he sent me a couple beers for review. So today, we're going to be taking a look at another one because last time I reviewed his gluten-free Blood Orange Summer Ale. Well, now we're going to be kind of going into a different, completely different style from that one, and we're going to be kind of taking homage to the people over in the UK and all that stuff for a style of beer that is very popular out there, because we got an English brown ale from him that we're going to be taking a look at today. So it's that token New Texican kind of can where he writes on it, pretty much he has his label to where it shows where he is in Texas, so you got the little plus sign of where he is. So yeah, and English brown ales are very it's not really something I drink a lot of, but there's a lot of characteristics in them that I do seem to enjoy when it comes to having. I think of English brown ales are kind of similar in ways to like an Irish red almost, to where they kind of focus on deeper, the darker notes having more of a malty forward kind of biscuity, bready flavors, kind of maybe get notes of like toffee and caramel and stuff like that. But an English brown ale kind of does what an Irish red does as well, when they kind of add a little bit of hoppiness to it to kind of help with the aromas, and sometimes you might get it on the flavor, but most of the time you're going to be getting that hoppiness out of like a brown ale just on the aromas. You're going to get kind of like a florally kind of aroma from it. So I'm really excited to try this one. Let's see. This one is going to be how do I explain this? It's not going to be high ABV because English brown ales are normally not a high ABV. Whenever you see an English brown ale, you're probably going to see it between the 5 and 6%. They're made to be an easy drinking beer over in the UK and all that stuff. So I'm pretty excited to try this one. So like I said, this comes in at a 5% ABV and has 18 IBUs. So there might be a little bit of a hoppy bitterness to it, but not enough to where it's going to take away the facts of it having those deeper, darker kind of notes of toffee, bready, biscuity notes in there. So without further ado, let's crack this guy open and see what this thing's all about. So let's see what we got on the nose. Oh yeah, right off the bat, getting very, very bready, biscuity on the nose. Getting a little bit of a hoppiness, but not really too much. But I'm definitely getting more of those toffee, caramel kind of notes coming through. Maybe some smaller notes of dark fruit, would be date or plum. Yeah, but definitely has a almost bready, very, very bready, biscuity kind of on the nose. So I'm pretty damn excited for this one. So gonna be drinking it out of my Grimardi pint glass this afternoon. Let's see how this guy pours. Oh yeah, definitely what I was expecting. Having that nice kind of caramelly color. Dark. A little bit of a head, but not really. Definitely oh yeah, look at that. Dark. Exactly what I'm expecting from an English brown ale. Not really to the point where it's black, but not to the point where it looks kind of like an Irish red. So it's if there was a state between heading towards stout and porter and that realm of Irish red, I think this is what an English brown would probably be. So let's see what we get on the nose now. I'm assuming this is going to be more of an effervescent kind of beer when it comes to the mouthfeel and all that stuff. I don't really see that much creaminess coming from it, but who knows, I may be wrong. But yeah, very, very strong bready, biscuity notes on the front. Still getting a very, very strong caramel back note in there, that's going to add in a little bit of a sweetness, I think. But overall, yeah, that color looks exactly what an English brown ale should look like. So without further ado, yeah, it smells delicious. So let's give this guy a try. So cheers, everybody. Happy Saturday. Oh yeah, definitely getting those deeper, breadier notes right off the. Has a little bit of a kind of a velvety kind of mouthfeel, but there's definitely an effervescence at the end that kind of gives it a little bit of a hoppy bitterness. But overall, it's more of a velvety mouthfeel along with just very slight bubbly kind of dancing on your tongue at the end. But yeah, not too sweet. You're definitely still getting the bread notes in there, biscuity breadiness, kind of deep fruit notes, like a date or a plum kind of going in there, but then you kind of get that like caramel on your tongue to add a little bit of sweetness, and then right at the end you kind of get like that hoppy dryness that kind of just sits there and just flushes your palate right off right away, and it's just making it for an absolutely delicious kind of nice easy drinking brown ale. Yeah, this is nice. Very, very nice. Definitely you get a good hoppy bitterness at the end with this one, but it's kind of preventing it from being too sweet, which I really enjoy. I don't know if I would have been a biggest, because I've had some brown ales to where the sweetness and the breadiness and like those caramelly notes just kind of sit there for too long, where you're still looking for those hoppy characteristics in there to kind of let you know the style of beer you're drinking. So this one absolutely nailed every single aspect of what you're trying to do for an English brown. Absolutely fantastic. So, like I said, New Texican is a home brewer. His beers are on Untapped, but you're not going to see a lot of check-ins from them just because he's not really people are visiting a brewery to get his stuff. Luckily, he has his stuff available at different breweries down in Texas to where you can get his beers on tap over at specific breweries. I'm not sure which specific ones, but he also does ship all around the country in the United States. So if you're interested in any of his stuff, hit him up on Instagram. The link to his profile is down in the description below for you guys. He'll let you know everything they have. Or if you're on Untappd, just type in New Texican Brewing, and it'll show every beer that he has available. He has like 5 beers available right now. So he has pretty wide variety when it comes to like an IPA. He has a summer ale. He has a Saison. He has a fruited Berliner Weiss. And then he has an English brown. So he has a bunch of different varieties of beer to choose from. Of course, I'm really excited to try that rye IPA that I have in the fridge. That's probably going to be the last one I try from him, just because that's the most anticipated one. But yeah, this one is absolutely nailed. Kind of getting a little bit, now that I'm kind of letting it dance on my tongue a little bit and getting those flavors to kind of just sit there a little bit longer. Getting like slight notes of coffee, not too much. I think that's maybe, it might be acting like a kind of bitterness of a coffee has, with that kind of hoppiness mixing with like those caramelly kind of bready notes in there that are kind of making. But overall, yeah, this is delicious. Of course, not too sweet. So if you enjoy more of a sweeter English brown ale, you might be very surprised with this one, because it's not going to have those sweet notes, but you're definitely getting those deeper, darker notes and flavors in here that just make it an overall really well balanced, really refreshing. Well, I wouldn't say it's refresh. Well, to me, beer is refreshing no matter what kind of style. I get refreshing notes off of a stout. So just refreshes the palate, has nice, deep, really delicious flavors in here. And it's just overall really, really solid. So let's start thinking what we're going to be doing for when it comes to ratings on this one. So, like I said before, if you ever want to try stuff from New Texican Brewing, out of all the beers that I have that I'm going to be reviewing, all you need to do is hit him up on Instagram, and you could purchase from him on his Instagram directly. So anybody that's living in the States right now, and any of these beers that I tried sound interesting to you and you want to get your hands on them, you can do it. He ships all throughout the United States. His packaging is top notch, and if you tell him I sent you, he might throw in something special in there with there. So who knows? But tons of variety, and kind of from what I've had from him already, you're going to be getting a good quality product when it comes to the beers he provides, just because they're very unique. You could definitely tell he knows what he's doing when it comes to making beer. It's not like he's just putting ingredients in a pot making beer. No, he's channeling down some flavors and notes that is what he looks for in a specific style of beer. So when you're drinking this beer, you're looking at what he expects an English brown ale to taste like. Or if you're drinking that gluten-free Blood Orange Summer Ale, you're drinking what he wants out of a gluten-free Blood Orange Summer Ale. This is all stuff that's his recipes, his everything. So really, really cool that kind of being able to have my hands on a home brewer's beer is a really, really cool experience. And I've been having a lot of fun with this. So yeah, absolutely delicious. Really big fan. So with can art, it's kind of be like, I like his can art. I really do. It's nothing out of the ordinary. It's what you expect from a home brewer. And like, it has everything you want in there. His logo and a spot to where he writes on permanent marker telling you what beer it is. So when it comes to that style of beer and what I'm expecting from a home brewer, yeah, he goes above and beyond and kind of just make it seem like you're going to a brewery and getting like a small crowler. So that's really, really nice. So easily 4 out of 5 when it comes to that style home brewer kind of effect. It's not like a piece of tape with a name on there. Really cool that he did his labels like that. So really, really cool with that. And let's see. So let's see if I went to a brewery that had the new Texican English Brown Ale on tap and I decided to get in a flight, would I get another one? To be honest, absolutely. I've really enjoyed this. I like that kind of really well balanced biscuity, bready notes, and kind of like having that deeper, darker fruit notes, along with that kind of toffee caramel flavor that sits on your tongue and then suddenly vanishes away with like a nice bitter kind of little bit of hoppiness, but it's not too overpowering. Yeah, I think he absolutely nailed this one with how an English brown is supposed to taste. Absolutely delicious. I was afraid it might have been too sweet, but that expectation is totally thrown out the window now, and it's perfectly balanced and just super smooth, nice velvety mouthfeel with a little bit of effervescence at the end. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So I think with that, my final rating on this one, I'm going to give this a solid 8 out of 10. When it comes to, I haven't had many English brown ales, but with how many that I've had and trying this one, this is probably the best one I've ever had. Easily. Definitely some other ones have that little bit too much of a biscuity breadiness, may have a little bit too much hoppiness at the end that just kind of makes it too bitter and just not really enjoyable. It may be too sweet. Some of them I've had have been too sweet to where it's like almost the flavors you're getting are like those caramel toffee flavors that not really having anything at the end to balance it out. So overall, yeah, this is a fantastic English brown ale. So if you're a fan of English brown ales, hit up New Texican Brewing and get your hands on some of this stuff. You can get a 4-pack, 6-pack. And let him know I sent you too, because he'll throw something in there special. So I'm really impressed with this one. I know I have a few other ones from him that I'm going to be reviewing in the next coming weeks, so just keep an eye out for those. But overall, yeah, amazing beer. Amazing beer. Absolutely delicious for a nice English brown ale. This is definitely something that I feel like Ian and Kentucky would be a fan of. Even Duchess. If you're even a fan of English brown ales, I would recommend you picking this up. It's absolutely delicious. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much what I got for you guys today. So thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are amazing. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already. Also, check out New Texican Brewing. Like I said, he's a home brewer working on getting a brewery open. And he does a lot of stuff on his Instagram. He likes drinking whiskey. He likes drinking bourbon. So he sometimes does like whiskey bourbon kind of stuff on his page as well. But the link to his Instagram is down in the description below. Hit him up in his DMs. Buy some beer. He's a really cool dude. Always like to support people who are doing stuff for the industry. And I always like to support the little guy too, because I'm one of those little guys. So yeah. Duchess, hit up New Texican. He'll be able to ship to you guys. He'll ship anywhere. He'll ship to Duchess. He'll ship to Kentucky. Ian, I'm not sure because I don't know if he's ever shipped to the UK. But if you're interested in this brown ale, Ian, hit him up on Instagram and see if he can ship over to where you're at. Who knows? But yeah, this stuff is absolutely delicious, and I think he did a fantastic job. So big shout out to the New Texican for sending this stuff my way. I'm really excited to try some of his other stuff and see what his flavor palette is like when it comes to other styles of beer that I enjoy. So keep an eye out for those. But other than that, that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So if you're looking for like a nice social media aspect when it comes to beer drinking, checking in beers, getting badges, talking to other beer drinkers, always going to recommend getting yourself on Untappd. It's a great platform. You can see people like me, Kentucky, Duchess, Ian. I know Not the Real Gerard Butler's on there that now. You can see the Typhons on there, Sean and Lizzie. A bunch of people from our little knit community over here. So yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to say it like I always say it, and we're going to get the hell out of here. Thank you again for watching, everybody. Hit that like button if you haven't already. It would help me out a lot. If you're new to the channel, you like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button along with that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live, do another review. Have another review coming up tomorrow. Not sure what it's going to be yet. I have to go down in the garage and see what I got. But other than that, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you again. It's always fun hanging out with you guys, drinking some beers. I'm going to say it like I always say it, and we're going to get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And cheers, everybody. Have a good one.